As soon as the automobile was invented, the obvious question was, how fast can it go? Answers were soon found on the hard sands of Ormond Beach and Daytona Beach, Florida. And after various speed records were set there in the early part of the 20th century, formal races were organized at Daytona beginning in 1936. In 1938, Bill France started promoting races on the beach, and in 1948, NASCAR was born. It was clear that as the population grew and the cars became more sophisticated, the beach would no longer be adequate. And after years of politics and financial adventures, Daytona International Speedway opened for racing in 1959.
47,000 fans, the largest crowd ever gathered at Daytona, wait for the fast cars to run. The race is on. In half a lap, the lead changes twice. Fritz Wilson, a rookie, leads them through the first turn, setting a car-killing pace to stay in front out of traffic. On the backstretch, Wilson hits 140 miles an hour. Roaring up on the third turn, Wilson has the nerve, but not the experience to keep his foot down, and the lead changes. Bob Wellborn's number 49 sets the pace.
Both hardtops and convertibles lined up for the first race at Daytona. The hardtops had a huge aerodynamic advantage, and so the convertibles would never again compete against them in the Grand National class. One of those convertibles was an Oldsmobile driven by Lee Petty's son, Richard, who had changed his car's number from 2 to 43, but only lasted 8 laps before engine trouble ended his driving day. He immediately moved over to Lee Petty's pit crew.
142 miles an hour. The fastest official time ever recorded by stock cars on a closed course.
Meanwhile, the drivers were getting the feel of racing all out on the high-banked track. They were discovering that there was calm air right behind another car, and by staying tight on the bumper in front, not only could speed be maintained more easily, but when the opportunity arose, a foot on the throttle could slingshot the car past its rival. Daytona Beach native Glenn Fireball Roberts didn't really need to draft early on, taking the high line to move his powerful number 3 Pontiac from 46th position to the lead for 20 laps.
Fireball Roberts has passed 34 cars in one of the most amazing rides ever seen on a racetrack.
Then his overworked engine started to give out, and by the 56th lap, he was out of the race. There had been 500-mile NASCAR races in the past, but never at the sustained speeds the high-banked Daytona track allowed. Veterans Jack Smith, Tim Flock, and Curtis Turner kept their cars running to the end, while others, like Bob Wellborn, dropped out early. There were no crashes and no cautions, making endurance that much more important.
Lee Petty in number 42 and Johnny Beauchamp in 73 roar into first and second place, with their pit crews whipping them on.
At the 375-mile mark, Lee Petty took the lead, and the race became a duel between his number 42 Oldsmobile and Johnny Beauchamp's number 73 Thunderbird. The two cars swapped the lead for the rest of the race. Even on the final lap, it was up for grabs. Petty and Beauchamp both fought to get around Joe Weatherly, who trailed by a lap. Watch how close it was.
In the final stretch, Weatherly is high on the track. Lee Petty in the center, Beauchamp below him. The checkered flag. The race is over. Both Petty and Beauchamp clocked in the identical time, 3 hours, 41 minutes, 22 seconds.
Petty and Beauchamp both headed to victory lane, where Beauchamp was declared the unofficial temporary winner. Bill France put out a call for any and all photos or film of the finish. And finally, on the Wednesday after the race, this Hearst News of the Day footage confirmed that Lee Petty did, in fact, win the first Daytona 500.